So, ladies and gentlemen, this WBC Intercontinental Flyweight title bout will be contested over 5 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you, firstly, in the blue corner, a challenger. She's representing Reaper Gym in Telford, England. Make some noise for Dani! Big time! 4! Across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. She's the reigning and defending WBC Intercontinental Flyweight Champion from the beautiful country of Italy. Please welcome Elisabetta Solinas. And your referee for this one, Mr. Chris Batchelor.
Another championship bout here at Muay Thai Grand Prix. Dani 4 versus Elisabetta Solinas for the 50.8 kilo WBC Intercontinental strap. And Dave Fensom, a couple of interesting rules in terms of WBC Muay Thai.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's slightly different in that there are no downward elbows for some reason. So 12 to 6 on the elbow is not allowed. And there are no standing 8 counts. So basically, the fight will either be stopped or they'll be allowed to go at it. So it will be interesting to see what difference that makes.
WBC, of course, most famous as a world boxing legislator. And that standing 8 count will be a hangover of that combat sport. But 5 threes, this is a very different challenge to the 3 threes that we've seen. And
nice turn there.
For those that watch a lot of traditional boxing, 5 threes might not sound a lot, but when you get in the clinch, when you go to that work, that is a long time to be in that ring.
Yeah, it certainly is, but the pace is always different. The Italian coming out faster in this. Nice turn there from full. Good clinch work there from Dani. Lovely trip. Very relaxed. Both girls looking composed. Again, that little trip from full. And the long knee as she comes in. Being the taller girl in the clinch is often a nice advantage. If you lean your weight properly on your opponent, you're going to drain them of their energy. She just locks up, forces the referee to break them. Italian's slowing down already, actually.
Well, often in these 5-rounders, as we see lovely knee coming in there from Dani 4, the first round can often be a bit of a fact-finding process, can't it? But not so much here. Yeah. Solinas flying out of the gate and Full responding well.
I like the long knees of Full on her opponent as she scores well with the long knees and then trips.
Time. We've had a little bit of confusion over time this evening. The 5-2s does change things. Oh, and that's a lovely early kick there from Solinas. But we can just see in the clinch there how much physically bigger Dani 4 is. And as this fight wears on, that size differential is going to become more and more difficult for Solinas.
Yeah, but it's not just size, it's technique there. Dani's technique in the clinch is much cleaner. She holds her balance well, scores well with the long knees, and then times her trips to perfection.
A nice right hand there with Solinas off balance. All doing well, dominating the ring position. Another nice knee up the middle.
And again, perfectly timed trip again. Bit of a clinch masterclass here from Dani Fall. Solinas definitely coming off worse in that range. She's much more hesitant to come in now, isn't she? Look. Like to see Dani just pull that teep back a little bit sharper. Again, well-timed trip. Locking her opponent up. Referee will break him, keep the action going, but showing good control there, Fall. Well-timed teep as she steps back into southpaw. Totally in control for me.
Third round, so far so good for the challenger Dani Fall. Solinas, the champion, after a sharp start. She got stung early. And she needs to find a way in, doesn't she? It's a little bit better, hands to the body.
Yeah, she's not the best in the clinch out of the two of them, and so doesn't probably want to find herself here.
And now Fall trying to get those knees to work.
This is not a good place for the Italian. Getting smashed here, look.
Oh, Fall closing in, and Solinas right eye closing. Huge body shot ends it, and Dani Fall is the champion.
Yeah, she was outclassed there, I'm not going to lie. Dani Fall, the better girl there on the day.
Well, huge
no
respect.
standing 8 counts, remember, under the WBC rules. Either you continue or the referee stops it. So unfortunately, when you're getting smashed to pieces like that, it gets stopped. Unfortunately for Dani Fall, she did what it took to take that belt.
Well, she danced her around the ring at the start of the third. The knees coming through, there were the elbows going to work.
Knee after knee after knee. Really dominant there, big heavy body kick, and she went down. And the referee had no choice but to step in there, and that is the end of the day for the Italian, Elisabetta Solinas, and a well-earned victory to Dani Fall of England.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both of these fighting ladies. At the end comes with an official ringside time recording of 45 seconds of the third round. Your referee, Chris Matador, stops the contest, deeming Elisabetta Solinas in no position to continue. Therefore, your winner by TKO and the WBC Intercontinental Flyweight Champion, Dani! Big time!
Another WBC belt for Dani Ford, and her rapid rise continues. Just 22 years of age, a European champion at 52.1, now an Intercontinental champion at 50.8, and by the looks of things, a pretty great dancer too.